Welcome to Tiny Hands Big Dreams here on the Homestead in southern Ecuador. It is incredibly beautiful today. We have blue skies, cicadas. It's a good day. All right, it is a Friday. We are just the two of us, me and Eli. Chris is in a nearby town doing some work. He got a job for a couple days, so he's doing that, which means we are soloing the homestead and the house and the animals and the things. So I thought I would sort of give you a glimpse into what that looks like when we're running around, the two of us getting stuff done. Just something a little different and also kind of the same. Right now we're going to get goats out, get them in some sunshine and some fresh grass, and then we've got house to work on. House to work on, garden to work on, pasture to work on. Gonna take care of all the animals like always. We're gonna the dog a bath. I've got some kitchen stuff to take care of. Yeah. See what we get up to. All right, so Mr. Toby Dog here. Toby Dog! He is usually tied up because honestly, he's not a terribly trustworthy little sausage. He gets into things, he eats trash. These are hard habits to break when you grew up for the first year of your life without adequate food. And breaking him of these habits is difficult. Where are you going, Toby? But, hi Toby, bye Toby, bye. All right, Toby's left again, but we have been, that's cool, kid. Wait, look, come here.
Show me the churro right there. The little hummingbird nest.
Oh, it's cool. Is that fur?
I think it might be spider silk.
Oh, that's cool. That is really, really cool looking.
It has a bunch of lichen on it.
Oh, that's cool. You want to get the last goats?
Yeah.
Okay, go. All right. Toby, we have been letting him be free more. He is quite the adventurous little puppy. Runs around, chases things off. In fact, the Tyra that's been eating the cacao, our method seems to have worked. So the other morning, hear Toby sound off down in the canopy. He's tied up, and I ran down the stairs so fast. I knew that bark. I knew where he was barking at. Let him free. He exploded down the hill towards the cacao. And Eli and I ran over and we're like, oh God, I want to see the Tyra. Turns out he treed the Tyra. I'm going to show you the tree real quick. Right, he treed the Tyra up across. He actually went across. There's a creek, our water source, down in like this valley. And he crossed it and treed the Tyra right there in the V of, where is it? Ooh, that's my finger. The V of like that tree. That wasn't helpful, but it's up there. That tree. All the way over there. Yep, Tyra hung out there, looked really upset for a few minutes, and then climbed down the tree. And that was the last time we saw it. We haven't seen it come back. At some point, it probably will. And if Toby smells it, we are going to let him loose again. But he's actually doing pretty good at just wandering around the property, smelling things and pooping off animals we don't want. It is superior to actually having to trap the animals. So we're going to let him go as long as he behaves himself. Good little sausage.
He's strong.
It's okay. It's just a puppy. Okay, show me your weird beetle.
Not sure what kind of beetle this is.
Wait, hold still. I gotta focus it. Ooh, okay. Is this thing on my tent?
Yes. He has very long legs, and that proboscis he has.
Let me see his underbits.
It's how he eats.
Ah!
And it's very fuzzy for some reason. And then he has like antenna attached to the
It does not. There we go. That's a good
proboscis.
focus.
I'm not sure what those are.
Okay. He's cool. What are we doing with him?
I don't know.
Okay.
He's funny.
Okay. Okay, we're done, Mr. Beetle.
His long legs.
Yesterday I did. Is it 4 or 5 batches? 5? I think it was 5 batches. Yeah. Did 5 batches. And I am well over halfway on this wall. And today I finish. Just a light sprinkle of rock on the squishy steps. And then we stomp them in as we go up and down. This is how we've done our other steps, and it takes a while for it to set. But once it does, they're really, really sturdy. Well, bueno. This is the only way I can figure out how to finish this wall on the outside. I've never felt so short in my whole life. And done. I know, it just looks like mud. It's exciting mud for us, though. One more wall down. So when we say it rains suddenly here, alright, I took the opportunity of crazy random rainstorm. I got some tropical jam going, and I'm working on a thumbnail for a video and doing some computer stuff while the kiddo does schoolwork, and then it's lunchtime. And then after lunch, we'll head back outside, and I've got some garden to weed, or would-be garden to weed. And the pig pasture, or not the pig pasture, the old pig area, which is going to be the goat pasture that I've been trying to get that noxious weed out of. I'm going to go do some of that. One of the things I don't see people talk a whole lot about, and maybe that's just because it only applies to us and where we live, but the weather is so incredibly constantly changing throughout the day. To the point where I make a list of, I'm going to go do the garden, and I'm going to do the pig fence, and I'm going to this, and I'm going to that. And the reality is I can't do so much of that, or I end up not being able to do so much of that because the weather ends up being moody. Very, very, very moody lately. We are in basically our spring, which means that it is every kind of weather 20 times a day. And while that's kind of fun, no, that's a lie. That's not fun at all. It just is what it is. And we're totally okay with it. And I think when life is a little bit different and we're less like focused on particular projects, it won't be that big of a deal. But right now, it's just been a great lesson in flexibility, in changing your expectations, or just not having the expectations. We have lots of those conversations of expectations. Because honestly, I expected to do certain things today. I expected to be outside most of the day because it started out beautiful. It is not beautiful right now. Well, actually, that's not true. That's a lie. Right now, right this second, it's beautiful. But it has rained multiple times in the last hour. So, I am practicing patience and hopping back and forth with what I do. I've been working on the canopy. If you saw our last vlog, we pulled out the table saw, which is over there, and sort of just threw stuff over here, and it had already needed to be cleaned. So when it rains, I come down here and try to clean. And when it's nice, like now, I probably have to go do something else. I'm gonna go do that. All right, one of the things that I was doing while it rains outrageously outside is making a meal plan. It is Friday, which means I start the meal plan on Friday. Meal plan, grocery list, full Sunday list, which is everything we're going to buy on Sunday, which is the main day we go anywhere, shop. Chris ends up in town usually once or twice throughout the week, but we only end up in Zaza once a week. This is the full list. So I start that. I don't know if anybody cares about this, but I'm going to tell you anyway, in case you're curious how we do things, or how I do things. I start out with how much money do we have? I don't think most people do it that way. When you have a fluctuating budget, it's not like we have a set monthly income and then you can budget out from that. It's different every single week. So around the end of the week, we figure out how much money we think we're going to have. Now, that doesn't mean we have the money. We have to think about how much we're going to have come Sunday, which is a lot of just crossing your fingers that things work out. That's what it is. Chris doesn't always get paid the day he works, so we have to imagine that we will get paid a certain amount. And then from the budget, then I figure out meal plans. So I do the dinners, the breakfast, the lunch, figure that out. And then I write down, and I'll show you this, I guess. I write down super specifics. I write down all the ingredients I need. And I split it out because this is just how we shop. I split it out from where, like what we get at the outdoor market, the main market that we go to, and then all the things we get other places. Because we do go to like the Tia for a few things. We go other random places. Hey, I just thought of something that needs to be on the list actually. And I can't for the life of me find a pen. There we go. I need baking powder. And that's part of the reason I start this on Friday, is because I think of things in the next couple days, and then I'll kind of like flush this out by Saturday night. So I put actual dollar amounts on each thing. $4 of avocados, $3 of tomatoes. I more or less know how much I can get for $1. It's not always the same. Does that mean that sometimes we have slightly less of something? Yes. Sometimes it means we have slightly more of something else. Usually potatoes. We almost always have more potatoes than I budget for, which is great. But like avocados, we always get the 5 for $2. So I know that if I budget for $4 for avocados, I know exactly how much that's going to get us. So we're pretty good at this by now. So I put all the dollar amounts on all of the different things that I need for the week from the market. And then the things that really don't fluctuate are from like the Tia, the agro stores, the hardware stores, all of those things. And I will write down dollar amounts for those too. Yes, I round because I'm not going to get that precise. I also put down anything that we're getting from the butcher. Yes, we just processed a pig. And yet we're almost out of pork because it's been the only thing we're eating, and it's not like that was a ton of meat. I want to say it was like 60 something pounds of meat at the end, which is great and wonderful. That only goes so far. It's never enough. So we budget for whatever meat we're buying from the butcher, which we actually have to let the butcher know I guess I have Chris's phone, so I guess I have to do that today. Forgot about that. We have to let the butcher know because he now gets a cow on Saturday instead of Sunday, and we pick it up on Sunday, so we have to let him know. So I have to have this whole plan done to know how much beef we can afford and how much we want him to save for us from the cow he gets on Saturday, so we can pick it up Sunday morning. These are things we do. So I have 3 different sets of numbers. I have the market, I have the meat, and then I have everything else. And then I look at those, I add those together. The way I sort of do it is what I want first, and then I add them up and go, that number does not match the number that we have to spend. So then I adjust. Now, I could complain about how, we don't have enough money and this is so difficult, but we have enough money to eat every week. We have always managed to eat and eat well. So I can't complain too much. And I am grateful for every little bit that we have. So it's like a puzzle. And I just sort of see it as some sort of interesting puzzle challenge, which I just realized I need more dried corn because I was going to make cornbread for breakfast. So yeah. So that's what I've done. And now I think I'm going to go. Is it rain? Is the rain done? I think it's done for the moment. So I'm going to run outside. And then I'll come back in. Like, seriously, would you believe that it was just pouring rain just 10 minutes ago? Absolutely dumping rain. And now it's super beautiful. The problem is the ground is still just mush. So I'm going to go pull weeds out of mush. It is pretty beautiful here, though.
I think they live here, Mom.
What?
The Choco Auntie.
What in the world? What about the crested orpandola?
Well, we know they live here.
Would you like them?
I like them. I just can't make their noise, which I like making their noise.
What about falcon friend?
Oh,
There's paradise tanager's right there in the tree. There's no way I'm going to be able to zoom in.
Oh, they're pretty.
There's no way to get that on camera. Not this camera.
Oh, they're
I'll put a picture of paradise tanager in. They're so cool. We were just talking about our favorite birds.
They're so fake looking.
These are the kind of conversations I have with a 12-year-old child. Favorite birds. Hey, at least it's not like factoids about weasels and stoats.
I still tell you that.
I know you do. Oh, look,
I don't tell you all of them.
It's raining again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I tell you all about this. You would have like 10 hours a day of talking.
I know I would. Okay. So it's raining again. In the, 10 minutes of sun, I have, the whiplash of weather. I have cleared another bit of, it's not clear because there's other weeds, but I'm leaving those for pasture diversity. But you can see the line of the noxious weed I don't like. So I'm making progress, slowly but surely. I'm going to have to pull them faster than I'm putting them on here, but that's okay. Compost. It is growing. Yay. That's rain. Oh, that's like a lot of, okay. Goodbye. The joy of being a child. Well, one, it's dumping rain again. So we're going to hide in the canopy. And we're going to sort stuff. Bits of metal, nails, screws, washers, latchy things. Yep. And we're going to sort them into this little box that is a chicken-proof box because for some unknown reason that we couldn't possibly, as human beings, understand, the chickens really enjoy jumping on this table, which has nothing. It has nothing for a chicken, but they enjoy jumping up here and knocking over all the little soup pots of stuff. And look at that. Neat and tidy and organized. And nothing's on the ground, probably. Much better. It's the little things sometimes. We do not have flat land. We are pigs that would like more greens. I am scaling a brush. Cut grass for the pigs. Pigs for a second. All animals, I guess. So there's this ideal time where you want to butcher animals. You want them to be a certain size. You want it to be worth your time, worthwhile, worth the cost of the animal and the feed and the time and all of the things. It's so slippery. All right. Hi, pigs. They really do enjoy their greens. Put them in a stump so they get a little less muddy. So we butchered a pig a few weeks ago. Not because, well, we had multiple reasons for butchering her. She was just mean, let's be honest. We needed meat, but she was also mean. Now, what about the fact that we need meat? How does that factor in? And what I mean is that a lot of people will be like, oh, well, you know, butcher it so many months or years, I suppose, you could do in cattle. And that's just the ideal time. And that's true. Life's not super ideal sometimes. So we need meat in the freezer real bad. We have pigs here that we are not only keeping, but we're also feeding. Eventually, we will grow all of our feed and it will be a little less hard on the budget. But at this point, we have to buy the corn for them. And that is about $22 a week. Maybe a little bit less. Say even $20 a week. That's a pretty substantial amount of money. And it's raining on me. And we can't really afford it. And we'd be affording that on top of buying meat. Sort of seems silly, doesn't it? So, at what point, I'm such a beer on the stanchion. At what point does it make more sense to simply butcher the animal that is right there, that we're paying to keep, and have meat in the freezer? But then you look at that and you think, well, okay, but then we don't have potentially 20, 30 pounds, 50 pounds, whatever, more meat if we keep that animal for another 3-4 months. There's no answer. I'm not saying I have like some sort of perfect answer, but it's something that I don't often hear discussed in the homesteading world. And maybe that's because by the time you end up on YouTube, you often have a little bit more money. There's a lot of the big homesteading YouTubers, they don't really have those types of problems. They may have convenience, or they may be like, well, we'd rather have our own animals than going and buying something. But the actual legitimate, we don't have the money to both feed the animal and feed ourselves. Therefore, do we butcher an animal that is not at its preferable, desirable age, weight, size? It's food for thought. Food for us, something like that. So, in all of those thoughts, we're probably going to butcher 2 more pigs soon. Part of that is the fact that they need to be moved up to a new pasture. It is an amount of work to do, and I'd rather only do that with the 2 that we're keeping. We're keeping the spotted one, because she's going to be our new breeder, and we're keeping the one that just isn't growing. You don't know what else to do with her. We can't sell her. Nobody wants her. Rightly so. We can't eat her because she's too small, and it's just, I mean, I guess we could. I don't really want to. So we're going to keep her with the spotted pig for a while until she either grows up or we've decided that's as big as she's getting. And then we as soon as we have the money, we need to get a boar, a new little boar, which we're supposed to already have. So we're like super behind on our new breeding operation. But anyway, I don't want to move them until we're only keeping the spotted pig and the little pig, because only 2 pigs, hopefully in the dry season, won't totally destroy an area. If we put all of them in a new area, we'll destroy it, we'll butcher 2, and then we'll have to move 2 again. So I'm just kind of holding out. But It's from the homestead. Huevos. 4 huevos. How many chickens do we have?
11, including the rooster and the 2 unknown peeps.
Okay, so we have 11, but we have a rooster, 2 peeps, and a naked knack that we know are not laying eggs.
Yeah, which means we have 7.
7. There you go. So 4 eggs out of 7 birds isn't terrible.
No. But
and there's probably someone somewhere in the wilderness because free-range birds are
probably
poos.
one of you.
You look guilty, Shorty. You look stupid, bird.
Table jumper and Shorty.
Good
Bob.
Oh, hi, Silent Bob. Birds are weird. And now I end the evening patch and pants with the sewing kit that I've hauled around for, I don't know, decades. It's finally being put to good use. Well, if you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, share, comment. Thanks for hanging out today, and we'll see you for the next one.